Hello everybody, my name is Torimo, Jori, and in this Toreview, we're going to talk about the 22nd episode of Sousou no Frieren, Future Enemies. In this connection-making episode, I'm going to be talking about every little detail of it. Bippity, boppity, boo. I'm going to have to shoot you over a quick spoiler warning, because Frieren is something you really gotta experience by watching. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. Now, this episode was amazing. Heed my warning, and watch this Toreview. Come on. We begin where the last episode left off, with the end of the first test. The second test is to take place in 3 days, and they are dismissed. Stark is wrestling nicely, when suddenly he rises to a rapping at the door. Frieren and Fern have returned. Fern scolds Stark for slacking off, and they stroll through town. They look for a place to eat, just to make Fern happy. From Frieren's past, we see Richter fixing up a magic lantern for an old woman at his shop, seemingly not the merciless killer we had thought him to be. Dankin and Laufin arrive, but Richter rebukes them as they are no longer a party. They are looking for a restaurant that Dankin has been to with his wife, and Richter agrees to be their guide. We arrive with Land, who sees some cats. Ubel sneaks up behind him, and they start talking. Ubel seals him with her spell, and she reveals that she can learn the spells of anyone she empathizes with. She wishes to learn Land's clone spell, so she frees him and follows him along. Dankin's group arrives at the restaurant and spots Frieren's group already there. Everyone's getting some America-sized portions. We flash back to a time when the heroes' party dined here and spoke to the head chef about the flavor. He promises that the taste will never change, but of course, over the course of 80 years, the flavors had of course changed. For the better. We see some nice scenes of the parties eating together, and Fern looking like a little happy goober. Next day, Stark is coached by an old man he has no knowledge of, and Fern is upset again. Stark tries to mediate, and they go to buy some snacks. We see Loin and Khan observing Werble and Sharp trying to find some new recruits. Loin has some overbearing older brothers who give her a lot of stuff. Khan offers her hand quite gallantly to Loin, while she returns the gesture with violence. The sweet shoppers try to find something to eat and encounter the girls. Werble comes across Stark and recruits him for a quest, to Fern's approval and Stark's chagrin. With the girls' thanks, she flashes back to Himmel, where he says that he helps people for himself, to be remembered by others, to change someone's life in even a small way. A familiar comes to the window with a notification of the next test, proctored by Sense, an apparently tough tester. We see everyone else get similar invites, and the second test soon approaches. We see a lot of good interaction and characterization in this episode, particularly in our main peeps with Frieren's group, Dankin's ragtag group of goobers, and Land and Ubel, as well as the two lovebirds Loin and Khan. Of course, as always, Stark's trying to get rest, Frieren sleeping in, Fern being a grumpy goof. I really like Dankin's group in this episode. We see a lot of Richter and see that he may not be the bad guy he seems to be. Dankin and Laufin as well with their grandfather-granddaughter relationship, which I think is really cute. Sad that his wife's dead though. Land and Ubel have a very interesting relationship. Logic versus emotion, a tale as old as time. I can't believe he managed to convince Ubel not to kill him. I was fully expecting him to get cut right then and there. Ubel's gonna keep him around for a bit, even just to steal his clone spell. Hope she doesn't get it. And finally, Loin and Khan, the noble and her lover. Hand-holding was supreme, honestly. The Little Miss Loin comment was just the icing on the cake. I love these characters introduced in this arc so much. Although the episode focuses primarily on the contestants, there are 2 little bits with Himmel, including with the chef and the reason behind his good deeds. As could have been predicted, of course the taste of something would change over time. Despite what the chef said 80 years ago, stagnation is never a good thing for inventiveness. And as Frieren said, the taste was better than ever before. Progress is the name of the game. As well, Himmel's declaration of his reasons behind being good. And I don't trust it. I do not believe that the sole reason for Himmel's good deeds was to be remembered. From everything we have seen, Himmel is a good person, if a little vain. From his comments, we can say that he does not want to be remembered, if only for Frieren to have a person she knows around. I love Himmel so much, and would like to see even more of his character and his deeds. Well, that was episode 22 of Sousou no Frieren. I'll be back here for the 23rd episode, and it's gonna be great. We're going to start the second first-class mage exam. Get back here when I post that, and I'll see you later. Bye 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 bye.